Welcome to Sketchware Tutorials, and today we're going to create a Magic 8-Ball app together. Magic 8-Ball is a toy that tells your fortune. You can ask questions to the ball, and the ball will give you a random answer. Maybe someday, can't say for sure, etc. The finished app on Sketchware is going to look something like this. We're going to create a Magic 8-Ball that answers either yes or no. Before we start, let's think about what we're going to need. I like to think beforehand so that we can be clear about what we're going to need inside the app. First, we'll need an image of the Magic 8-Ball. This image file will be provided to you. Next, we'll need a text that changes randomly. Lastly, we're going to need a button that prompts the ball to give you an answer when it's clicked. Let's begin. Open Sketchware and create a new project. Let's name it Magic 8-Ball and choose an icon for it. First, let's talk about what's on the screen. On the left, you can see different layouts and widgets. Think of layouts as containers. They're boxes that hold different widgets. If you want to show widgets horizontally, you would use a horizontal linear layout. And if you want to show widgets vertically, you would use a vertical linear layout. It's also possible to place layouts within layouts. Widgets have different purposes. For example, we can use text view to display some text in the app, and we can use image view to show an image. You can also use different widgets to show a list, take user input, show checkbox, etc. Unlike layouts, however, widgets cannot be used like containers. In other words, you can't place widgets inside widgets. Let's go back to the design screen. Look at how there's a text view inside the image. Remember how I told you you cannot put widgets inside a different widget? The image of Magic 8-Ball here is actually set as the background image of a linear layout. By mixing layouts and widgets, you can create this overlapping effect. Let's actually try this in our application. First, place a vertical linear layout by long pressing the layout and dropping it onto the screen. Then, change the width of it to match parent, which would try to make the layout take as much space as it can. This layout would function as a root layout that holds everything on the screen. Drop another layout inside the root layout. This layout can be either horizontal or vertical. Change the width of it to 300 dp and the height of it to 320 dp. dp stands for density independent pixel, so the size varies based on screen density. This layout is going to be used as our Magic 8-Ball. Then, drag and drop a text view inside this layout. This is going to be the text that changes. Lastly, drag and drop a button under these layouts. Awesome! Let's try styling these layouts now. First, let's import the Magic 8-Ball image. Click on the menu button on the top right corner and click on Image. Then, click on the plus button to find and add the Magic 8-Ball image. Click on Save and go back to the editing screen. Click on the Magic 8-Ball layout, scroll to Background Resource Property, and set the image. We want the text view to be in the center of the image. Scroll to the gravity property and choose Center Horizontal and Center Vertical. Let's also change the gravity property of the root layout. Select the root layout and do the same. Let's talk about gravity. Gravity is used to align the content. If you said left, whatever is inside the layout or widget will be shifted to the left. You can mix different gravities to align the item to wherever you want. Back in the app, let's change the color of the text view so that we can actually see the text. I'm going to choose white, but you can honestly choose any color you want. Well, a color that's visible at least. We're pretty set on the design. You can play around with the properties to change the style to however you like. Next, let's move on to the logic part of the Magic 8 Ball. Click on the Event tab. Sketchware is event-driven, which means that everything is broken down into events. When the app starts, that's an event. When a user clicks on the button, that's an event. We program these events so that we can change the way the app behaves. What kind of events happen inside the Magic 8 Ball app? The only event I can really think of is when the user clicks on the Answer button. When the user clicks on the Answer button, we want to show the Magic 8 Ball's answer. Let's talk about how we're going to program this thing. When the button is clicked, we want to generate a random number between 0 and 1. If the generated number is 0, we'll show yes. And if it's 1, we'll show no. The reason why we're creating a random number is that computers don't automatically know how to answer yes or no. Therefore, we'll have to create a random number and map the numbers to the answers. If we were to put this into program, it would look something like this. When button is clicked, generate a random number between 0 and 1 and call it x. If x is 0, let Magic Ball display yes, and if x is 1, let Magic Ball display no. Simple, right? This is what we're exactly going to do with Sketchware. Sketchware uses block programming language, which will look very similar to what we just wrote down. Take a look. Alright, now let's try programming that in Sketchware. Since we added the button on the screen, the button's onClick event is automatically added under the view events. Let's program the event. There are many different blocks that you can use here to help program your application. You can dynamically change properties, background color, text, and more. Since we're going to need a variable called x, let's create that first. Click on Add Variable and add a number variable called x. Now, we're going to assign a random value between 0 and 1 to x. Use the Set Number to block in the Variable tab, and use Pick Random block inside the Operator tab. We're going to need some if blocks. Go under the Control tab to find the if block. You can find the equal block inside the Operator tab again. Now, we need to change the text inside the if block. Go to the View tab to find the Set Text block. Select Text View 1 in the drop-down menu and set the text to yes. Since we need another if block, we can copy the first if block by drag and dropping the if block into the Copy tab. For this if block, change the equal statement to 1 and change the text to no. We're ready to run the app. Press back and click on Run located on the bottom right corner. If you get a warning like this, please go to the settings and allow Sketchware to install apps on your device. Alright, everything looks good. If you want to add custom answers, you could extend the range of randomness and add more if statements. Try playing around with it and tell your friends to ask silly questions. Alright guys, that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading more tutorials throughout the month.